gentlemen and our friends from China. Not too many people here, but just to give an example, I read a book about Jack Ma, and he also said that when he first started speaking in public places, he didn't have much of an audience. So I hope in my next time when I speak, there will be a bigger audience. Most of them are having tea, so I hope they come back. My name is KISHORE Musale. I'm the chairman of ASTARC group of industries, basically into manufacturing, real estate, and venture capital investments. I'm here to speak about the future of manufacturing from our point of view. Manufacturing is our mainstay, and at present is our focus area, where we manufacture automotive graphics, dials, electronic touch panels, electronic chip embedded emblems connected to apps. Company is Classic Stripes, founded in 1987. Manufacturing is growing in India and will do so for many more decades, since a lot of production from abroad is shifting to India. I'm sure China wants to lead and be present in India for this. I can talk about the future with some degree of authority because our manufacturing company is the largest manufacturing company in the world for automotive graphics and recognized as a leader in self-developed technology worldwide. As a company, we had to take and keep up lead in technology as well as the best people practices. Regardless of how much the technology progresses, having best people practices is very, very important in the manufacturing sector. For this, for having these good practices, we have been awarded 12 times in a row as one of the top 25 companies to work for in the Economic Times survey in the past 12 years. Through ASTARC Ventures, one of our investment companies, we have invested in firms like SpaceX, Hyperloop, artificial intelligence, and last mile delivery companies like Rapido, Farmeasy. This gives us a perception of how technology will affect the future of manufacturing by interacting with tech-leading companies. And remember, we were all looking at all the technology that we see, transfer of money and transfer of contracts, but without survivability of companies, specifically the small and medium scale, which is the lifeline of every country in the world, we will not be able to progress much. Any country that does not concentrate on looking after its small and medium industry will not be able to move forward. We all are wondering what is the future going to be of manufacturing especially. Well, my belief is it is going to be driven by digital thinking and not analog thinking. Digital thinking is binary thinking. Tomorrow's manufacturing industry will have to make binary choices where decisions will be made as 0 or 1. We ourselves are implementing KRAs which will ask, have our people implemented what they do or not? Have targets been achieved or not? Performance will not be on a scale of 1 to 10 as most of the companies do. Performance will be on a scale of 0 or 1. Assessments will be done if they achieve their target. The answer will have to be yes or no. Trying will not be enough when the difference between success or failure on quick introduction of products and services in the marketplace are not done correctly. Technology is moving so fast that only getting things done will have value. Not getting done will have zero value. I will talk a lot more about changes we will have to make in our people and process thinking, and less about machines and the transformation of manufacturing process, as manufacturing process will be governed more by technology driven by artificial intelligence of self-correction and learning. And most importantly, leadership required is the most important attribute to the success of manufacturing units, and less about the choice of machines and processes which will require the least amount of human interference in the future. Successful manufacturing companies will need transformational leaders who understand technologies and the future in their particular industry. Their understanding of AI and IoT, the Internet of Things, will enable them to constantly evolve to give the best options and directions for desired results of the company. Only those companies that understand technology will know what needs to be fed as input into the computing and robotic world to get the best results out of the intelligent machines. Leading companies will have to stimulate colleagues technologically to inspire them, not just emotionally, both in China and India. Specifically, because India is more of an emotional country, and my Chinese friends and delegates should understand that they will need to emotionally inspire the Indians that they work with. Transformation leaders or technology leaders presently have proved their business acumen in many of the best companies of today like Google, Adobe, Facebook, Microsoft. All technocrats are running their businesses as business heads. Many giant manufacturing companies are failing because their leaders did not understand the technology shift that was happening. Look at companies like GE, most of the car companies in America. They are being beaten by technology-driven leading companies in power, finance, transport, and technology industries like Tesla, Google, Uber, etc. Leaders of these large, successful technology firms are being idolized as leaders of the future, unlike the business leaders before. Just highly qualified, educated leaders will be the least preferred leaders in the future. Leadership at all levels of your organization need to understand this. When I say leadership, it's not just the top guy. It's leaders at every level in your organization. Hiring technology leaders in all departments of your business will probably make better sense, unlike only leaders who are qualified from business schools. My belief is these technology-minded transformation manufacturing companies will be the most successful ones in the future. Transformation leaders will be the motivational leaders, as they will be idolized within the company for guidance for future manufacturing processes and systems, because they are the technology leaders are the only ones that are really going to understand what will take the company in the future and what steps will be needed to get the company to be successful. They are the only ones that will understand the application of new technologies that will help the companies to succeed. Leading companies will have to stimulate colleagues technologically to inspire. In the olden days, it was the other way around. They had to inspire them as in business principles, but today, most of the people, youngsters who are joining, want to be stimulated technologically. Small and medium-scale companies will have to keep up with the requirement of giant technologically driven companies. A lot of companies are going to assemble equipment, and specifically some things like telecom. Look at Foxconn, giant factories. They are obviously going to have robotic manufacturing that will require the least amount of human interference. Manufacturing industry will have to understand how AI and application of non-human intelligence will make a difference in understanding the customer, the workplace, hiring, and quickly assimilate information in mastering the thought process of implementing manufacturer plans. Amazon AI, as you know, is driving the technology where customers' requirements are predicted well in advance and will know that a particular person wants even before what he wants, even before he asks for it. So Amazon in the future will send you items based on your past search, even before you ask for it. They will send it to you, obviously on returnable basis. Similarly, the same condition will prevail in manufacturing sector. These customer requirements can be predicted by interacting closely with their customers. With the assistance of artificial intelligence and technology, only those manufacturers who use technology will lead in designing future flexible manufacturing plants and processes. Flexible working machines, which are future-proof and not just long-lasting, will be the future of manufacturing, unlike before, where we used to install machines which would probably last 10, 15, 20 years. Those days are over. So all manufacturing units will be required to accurately predict the use of AI to kickstart a product development cycle even before your customers ask for it, especially if you're a tier 1 and tier 2 supplier. I'm sure in the future there will be specialist firms that will lend you artificially intelligent robots that you can hire for interviewing, training, assessing your sales and marketing leads, etc., etc., etc. Every department you have, you can probably hire a robot from outside and they will do your job. These robots for hire will help you out with finalizing technical requirements, process requirements as per the input you provide, and also the vast amount of online knowledge the robots will have in all fields that you may need information about to finalize your requirements. This is going to happen in real time, and that is why decision making will be very, very fast indeed, including its implementation. Ability to allow non-humans to possibly execute commands at the manufacturing place will possibly lead to human beings being redundant slowly and steadily till such time where robots will become more intelligent than human beings. More perfect manufacturing will happen due to elimination of human error. Possibly, the manufacturing system will look unimaginably different from now, which we can't even predict what it could be. Possibly only consumer essential goods may not change in appearance or usage, like soap, candies, processed foods. Process of manufacture might change, but the products will not change for sure. A company has set a target of achieving sales equitable to our present sales in newer category of products of complete new technology. If we don't, we will fail for sure. Within 5 years' time, we have to do it. Finally, all manufacturing companies will have to be run by self-learning robotic machines that can replace and follow all the management processes of before, like Kaizen, 5S, 7S, etc., etc. But I still think emotional connect, especially in India, will still matter, as due to rapid changes, there is going to be a huge upheaval in the mental state of your employees, which will become a challenge how to handle the situation. Without understanding the Internet of Things, IoT, and the progress you can make, knowing it will be the key to manufacturing excellence, specifically for SMEs. Always remember that SMEs will always be the lifeline of any country in the world. If they are not up to date in technology and systems, the larger companies cannot manufacture. On my recent visit to Shanghai and similar towns, I understood how the Chinese government is serious in investing money for transformation of China in artificial intelligence centers for excellence by investing $15 billion in Shanghai, a massive fund. Indian companies and governments should take the lead to collaborate and learn from China's experience. Fear of technology is why most people don't want to change and communicate. A small example. This time I went to China with a voice translator, a real-time voice translator, which translates Chinese to English and vice versa audibly in real time. I could communicate anybody on the streets. I felt no fear in wandering on the street and did not get lost. Simple example of how technology makes things simpler. I made new friends. I could communicate with the commoner. So to my Chinese friends, I want to say, learn to communicate well and connect emotionally with Indians to feel comfortable. Friends, let me conclude with the following. Ethics and value systems will always be the driving force, and the core without which there won't be a common thread of bond in interface between human and artificial intelligence. The belief that leadership in the manufacturing companies will be driven by pure business leaders will possibly end sooner than later. Only companies having leaders that understand the new changes they need to adopt in the manufacturing process, including the use of AI, adaptation of robotics in all aspects of production, analysis, hiring, product development, will give them a better chance of survival to satisfy the hugely vast changing taste of customers. Only transformation-led companies can provide that. That too definitely from leaders who have technology or technical thoughts in their DNA and respect for environment. Leadership will most probably be driven by IT leaders, unlike in the olden days, where marketing and financial executives became CEOs. Transformation leaders will head all manufacturing companies in the future. Igniting enthusiasm will only come from bosses that innovate and take the lead. Most people will follow technology thoughts, not management philosophies. Manufacturing excellence will only come from breakthrough, innovative, and people practice. Thank you, everyone, for giving me a chance to express my views on the manufacturing of future as we see it. Thank you, Rajivji and Dineshji, for inviting me to speak to this forum. Lastly, future belongs to India and China, who have to work together. Thank you once again.